My name is Arthur Rogers. I'm the executive director for the VAPA Center, or the Visual and Performing Arts Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am now into our fourth year of service to the community, where we provide low-cost, accessible studio, exhibition, and performance spaces to the artists of Charlotte and Mecklenburg County. Initially, before I took this position, I did consider myself a working artist here in Charlotte. Um, I was always looking for a community to be a part of, looking for a studio space, worked out of my basement, but it's nothing like being part of a collective or community. And we had been trying to do this on our own for years, and the opportunity came. And so I just kind of leaned into what we were already wanting to do, saw the need. Um, my wife at the time owned a house gallery,
Mm.
and so we were outgrowing that space. I had a studio there, and so this opportunity came along, and it just solved a lot of problems, not just for myself, but for her and a lot of other Charlotte artists.
Before we started working together, what was happening in your leadership or in VAPA that made you realize you needed support?
Well, my board recognized that I was being overworked in my work practice was kind of fragmented. It was scattered. It wasn't as focused. Um, and I didn't have a mentor or anyone else in the space here to to go to have discussions with, to kind of help me focus on priorities and best work practices.
And so during our work together, what shifted for you?
Having that dedicated time, um, an unbiased dedicated time to focus on what I'm doing and what I need to do, and to have someone uh, that I could trust, and someone that I could rely on to have these discussions, these frank conversations about what I'm doing and what's needed to be done in order to push this organization forward.
Having somebody to have the conversations with,
Hmm.
what you just said is so important because leadership can be such a lonely place. These are
Yes.
not conversations you necessarily want to have with your board, and you definitely don't want to have them with your staff. And so to have your person who you can turn to when like the craziest stuff happens.
Also, you've helped me identify um, systems that I can use to help keep me focused and just narrow down the processes and get to the end result and not feeling like I'm in it alone. So
Yeah.
that part of it I appreciate.
Aw. What's is there a tool or a system that has emerged as your favorite?
The Eisenhower. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Eisenhower matrix, yeah. I've heard of it before briefly, but it was never uh presented to me in a way that I saw the need for it. It was just one of those things you hear in passing, but having you
Mhm.
present it to me and show me how it would help me in real time, that kind of stuck with me.
How do you see yourself now as a leader?
I think I am a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more focused, and a little bit more, definitely more equipped with tools on how to uh, deal with situations. One of the things that we discussed and I learned is that I don't have to set myself on fire to keep other people warm. And I think that also resonated with me, that I matter. And in my creative practice, my creative energies, those things matter. And leaning into those things help make me a better leader.
Okay, so how has the shift then shown up in a very practical way, like in the decisions you make or in your team or the impact your organization is having?
Well, for me personally, it's me understanding the word delegation, of saying, hey, I've got staff now, or again, that I'm sorry to say this to you, I would say this in a situation, but that's not my issue. That's not my problem to solve. I can offer some guidance, but I can't take on that responsibility. And 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 in this process, working with you, I realized that it's okay to say that. It's okay
Mm,
to save some for myself. And so when I
yeah.
presented with situations where I can immediately see me, you know, jumping in that hole,
Lighten the match.
that's it. That's it. I took an Enneagram class, and one of the things that my instructor was saying is you don't have to fall into the hole.
Yeah,
You don't have to fall in the hole. You have an option to go around it, to jump over it, or just turn around and go the other way. And this is just kind of reinforcing that as well. So
yeah. Has either your team or the board noticed differences in you?
yes,
Yeah, what
because
have they said?
they're seeing uh, a lot more creative approaches, a lot of more problem solving, um, and they've just noticed a general change in my demeanor because I don't feel like I'm in it alone, and I'm not, especially since I've been able to hire additional staff, and so that's definitely helped a lot.
What would you say was the most valuable part of this experience, coaching experience?
I think a lot of it was you being the mirror to what I'm doing. You giving feedback, constructive feedback, uh, in real time to what I'm experiencing, my demeanor, my energy, and recognizing that and giving it back to me in a way that I can use it and make changes, or again lean into it.
If another nonprofit leader was considering this kind of support but wasn't sure, what would you want them to know?
Um, Number one, it's okay to ask for help.
Ah,
That's the first thing. It's okay to ask for help, and that you don't have to go down this journey alone. Um, and if they were asking me for a recommendation, I definitely would recommend you.
oh,
And again, yeah, and because of the way that you structured this and the way that you are willing to tailor and pivot your instruction or your guidance to what it appeared was going to be best serving for me. It wasn't just that we're going to stick to this syllabus, we're just going to talk about these things. Because as you know, week to week, it changed for me. Um,
yeah.
it was just, and it still is, it's constantly changing, but you were willing to adapt your instruction, your guidance to what I needed. That's very much appreciated.
So, how are you thinking about your future now that might be different from a year ago
Um, a year ago, wow.
or even just 6 months ago when we started working together?
Right. 6 months ago, we were, I say we, we were in a tumultuous time. It was just kind of, yeah, I was dealing with a lot of negative feedback. And now I get what you've said in the past in that um, how I see myself, how I present myself has a direct correlative reflection or impact on the tenants here and the staff. So
Mm,
I try to approach things uh, differently so that they're received differently. One of the things you showed me was how if I stood next to a person as opposed to in front of them, that they're more likely to receive what I'm saying as complimentary as opposed to confrontationally. So the way I approach a situation, I try to see it from the other person's point of view now more so than I had before.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
I'm listening. I'm
awesome.
listening. I'm taking notes. I was listening.
Wow. Oh, this is so cool, Arthur. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Thank you.
is there anything that we didn't cover in our time together that you wish we had covered?
Not immediately, because initially I was like, am I learning anything from this? Am I getting anything from this? But then I had to stop and think again. Um, she's adapting to what I need, and she is showing me what I don't see. Again, because it's hard to see it from this point of view. Um, but what we could have gone over, I, again, initially I was like, I don't know where this is going, but you found a way to pull a lot of those things in, especially about nonprofits. I learned a lot about managing nonprofits and um, using the tools out there, data tools, data gathering tools to
Yeah.
help me drive home my message. Um,
Yeah. Shout out to the Arts and Economic Prosperity Calculator.
Absolutely. But no, nothing I can think of right away.
Mm.
Uh, because again, when we started, I had some ideas in mind about things I wanted to go over, but you found a way. You touched on those points anyway, especially about dealing with the board, dealing with
Mhm.
budgets and fundraising. We kind of went over those things. Again, it wasn't linear, but you got it all in.
Yeah. I think leadership is not linear,
Hmm.
and the process of growth as a leader is not linear, even though um, I remember early on you wanted a syllabus, which I don't normally provide
Hmm.
because I am so responsive to whatever your needs are. But when you mentioned that you wanted to be able to go back to the board and say, here are the things that I learned from
Correct.
this, that absolutely made sense to me. And I have since adopted that
Oh.
with other clients. It may not be so instructive like a syllabus, but I definitely have been mapping out uh where I would like to see us, some milestones
Hmm.
I'd like to see us hit in our work together. And for that very purpose, because I know boards like to see they like the reports.
The results. Yeah.
And it's not my place to provide a report for them, but if I can give my client a roadmap, we may veer off on side quests
Hmm.
in service to the organization, but ultimately we get to the destination.
Right.
And that's something they can show their board.
Yeah. And
Um,
and to add to that is what I've learned here has definitely filtered down to my staff
yeah.
because now I'm using it. What you're showing me and teaching me, I'm using it now to show and teach them on processes and prioritizations and just
Mm,
and just leadership for them going forward.
yeah. Have you noticed them using any of the tools?
Oh yeah, they're using
Yeah.
them all. They're
What
using
have
the
they?
Eisenhower matrix. So
Oh,
when
it's
I
so
sit
great.
and I meet with my development team,
Uh-huh.
um, they've adopted that. They've kind of tweaked it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but we usually have a document that we share for the meeting, and now they've adopted it and they come with their own Eisenhower matrices.
That is so cool.
Matrices, I guess that's the right term.
That is so cool, Arthur. Oh my gosh. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say about your growth as a leader over the last 6 months?
Um, yeah, it's filtered even not just through the organization, but into my personal life. So,
Mm,
yeah, my spouse, my wife Joanne, has noticed the difference, and we are getting back on track of planning things and getting more organized, because stuff was coming at me so fast, and the advantages of these sessions with you is that the planning of taking that time out to plan because she's busy with her business as well. And some things that I've learned here, I've talked with her about, but we are sitting down and we're planning her business and my business, and then we're starting to plan our personal life a little bit more like a business because we're so in kind of business mode. So like the vacation we're going to take, we're planning that. We're putting a document together and we're going to say these are the things that we're going to do to make sure we don't forget because we'll run into vacation and we're like, if we had just taken the time to think, we wouldn't
mm.
have forgotten this, we wouldn't have forgotten that and those things. So yeah, it's helping me.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I love to hear that it is spilling over into your personal life too,
Yeah.
because I mean you're a whole person showing up.
Yes. Yeah. And it doesn't stop when we leave from here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as entrepreneurs, it bleeds, but we've
Yeah.
got to find a way to manage that. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, this has been so lovely. I'm so um, proud of the work that you've done and
yep,
your willingness to walk this path.
yep, yep.
So,
I'm excited about it, and uh looking forward to what comes from some of the things we talked about. Some things we
yeah.
can't discuss here, but
Yeah.
yeah, some of the bigger things that are on the way. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that, and I definitely will make sure that you are plugged in, and you stay connected and let you know how things go.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Arthur. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Yay! Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.